Pakistani's hospitality is legendary. I'll keep coming back here because it's coming back home. It is family, big family. I love to come back to this country again and again, non-stop.
इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन पीस बिल्डिंग कॉमसेट्स यूनिवर्सिटी की तरफ से इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनाकाद किया जा रहा है, जहां पे मुल्की और बैन अवी स्कॉलर्स हमें बताएंगे कि हम पूरी दुनिया के अंदर अमन व अमान की सूरत हाल को कैसे बरकरार रख सकते हैं और जंगों के नतायज क्या निकलते हैं और उसके मुआशरे पे क्या असरात मुरतब होते हैं। हमारे साथ रहिए।
अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम वत्तीनि वज़्ज़ैतून वतूरि सीनीन وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين صدق الله العظيم.
Jazakallah. Now I request all of you to please raise on your seats for national anthem. I, Shazia Gulzar, Faculty of Psychology, Department of Humanities, welcome distinguished guests, esteemed delegates, fellow peace builders, and dear students. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you to the second International Conference on Peace Building, Research, Policy and Strategies. We have all gathered here today with a shared vision of creating a world where peace is not just a concept but a reality. We believe that by coming together, sharing our experiences, and collaborating, we can find innovative solutions to the most pressing issue facing our world today. Now I request Professor Dr. Syed Asad Hussain, our worthy director, to please come over the rostrum to give the address to the audience.
Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you. Peace building is an important area, and it's an important interdisciplinary area, and its importance is all more important these days when we see conflicts around us. Especially, you can see the war in Ukraine. This is happening in Europe these days. And we have seen wars in Middle East and right across Asia. And then there are conflicts within the countries. You can see conflicts going on in different countries of the world, within the society. So you can appreciate the importance of this conference on peace these days, in the world in which we are living, is the inability of human beings to solve the problems logically. That's why we are getting these problems these days. In Pakistan, you can see what's happening in the society these days currently. I would like to thank you all the guests.
Now, I would request our esteemed guests, Professor Dr. Ruhi Khalid, with their worthy presence for the inaugural session.
Actually, my encounter with peace psychology was during one of my visits to Europe, where I was attending a conference. I met Daniel Christie. Now, Daniel Christie, I had read about him. He had written articles on peace psychology, and he defined peace psychology. He thinks it seeks to develop theories and practices and prevention of violence. Especially, he talks about structural violence. He talks about structural violence, and he said that we need to develop non-violent societies, and conflicts will never end. But we, as psychologists, must help people to manage conflicts and to pursue social justice. So he talked about social justice because he thought that equity and lack of social justice leads to violence and leads to wars. So let's see how psychologists can contribute to peace. They can contribute in three ways: by doing research, and also by contributing as a professional to the community of psychologists for peace purposes, strengthening counseling skills and empathy, active listening, multicultural competency and acceptance, etc. But what psychologists can do is, most of all, can help individuals to develop inner peace. Because it is felt as a psychologist that you can't contribute to peace in the society until you are at peace with yourself. So, if you are able to cope, inner peace helps you to cope with life challenges and to overcome stress, sadness, anxiety, sufferings, and uncertainty to experience bliss and happiness and contentment. So how can we achieve that? We can achieve that by accepting life as it is, by not yearning for something that you don't have. You can work for it, but to go into despondency just because you don't have what you desire stops you from developing and creates anguish, anxiety, and stress. Another suggestion is not to dwell on the past. Try and spend as much time as you can with nature. And most important, set boundaries. Set boundaries so that people do not have expectations from you which you will not be able to fulfill. Set boundaries so that you have time for your dear ones and for your significant others. That is also an important tip that psychologists give to people. Thank you.
I think a conference like this are very important. These are baby steps. I think the more you educate, socialize people about what's going around us, what is going around beyond us, I think then some steps will be taken in order to achieve the very precious goal of peace and security, because the moment we fail, it affects everybody. No one can run away from conflict and violence. So the more you work at it, I think the more we actually safeguarding ourselves. Hence, conferences like this are important, vital, and need to be supported.
Sir, say something about Pakistani hospitality.
Oh, Pakistani hospitality is legendary. I'll keep coming back here because it's coming back home. It is family, big family. I love to come back to this country again and again, non-stop.
तो बुनियादी तौर पे इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का मकसद ये है कि दुनिया में और पाकिस्तान में अमन के हवाले से और पीस के हवाले से जो जो इनिशिएटिव्स लेने चाहिए वो उनको मज़ीद एनहांस किया जाए और सोसाइटी इन जनरल देखा जाए कि उसमें जो वायलेंस की वजूहात हैं वो क्या वजूहात हैं। और इस तरह के कॉन्फ्रेंस का बुनियादी मकसद, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, ये होता है कि रिसर्चर्स को इकट्ठा किया जाए और सॉल्यूशंस की तरफ जाया जाए बुनियादी तौर पे कि एकेडेमिया से क्या सॉल्यूशंस आ रहे हैं। तो मेरा ख्याल है कि ये कॉन्फ्रेंस जो है इट विल गो अ लॉन्ग वे in suggesting solutions for conflict problems and conflicts within the society and across the world.
जी, मेरे ख्याल में जो सा है इस तरह के सेमिनार होने चाहिए और वी शुड इन्फॉर्म आवर स्टूडेंट एंड वी शुड अवेयर आवर स्टूडेंट कि जो इनर पीस है वो कैसे डेवलप किया जाता है। इस तरह के सेमिनार्स में दे विल पार्टिसिपेट और उनको एक अपॉर्चुनिटी मिलेगी कि वो सीनियर्स जो उनसे पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं उनके साथ मिलेंगे और उनके थॉट्स के बारे में सोचेंगे। तो आई थिंक इस किस्म के सेमिनार जो उनसे ये हमारी सोसाइटी में एक पॉजिटिव एक वेव्स लेके आएंगे और एटमॉस्फेयर को इम्प्रूव करने की जो उनसे बहुत कोशिश करेंगे।
It's an honor for us that we are organizing the second conference on peace building from the platform of Comsats Lahore campus, and the primary purpose is to make aware our public about how important the peace is. Basically, by peace promotion, we can make this world a beautiful place to live in. And APA, American Psychological Society, the Division 48 of APA, Society for the Peace, Conflict and Violence, they have collaborated with us for this cause of peace promotion. And the primary purpose is to gather all the eminent experts, professionals from across the world to brainstorm ideas which may help us to formulate policies which may make this world a beautiful place and which may strengthen peace in communities.
मेरा ख्याल है कि ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि पाकिस्तान में भी हम पीस साइकोलॉजी की बात करें। इट इज़ द नीड ऑफ द डे। वी नीड, एक तो वॉर्स को छोड़ दें जो हमारी इंट्रा ग्रुप कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं, दे मस्ट बी रिजॉल्व्ड एंड दे मस्ट बी रिजॉल्व पीसफुली। सो आई थिंक ये कॉन्फ्रेंस जो है शायद it will provide a platform for people to express their views.
It was a wonderful event. Our guest speakers spoke very well, and we are grateful to their inspirational thoughts. And when we talk about the Riyasat-e-Medina, and we should know that Riyasat-e-Medina was full of peace and tolerance and justice and harmony and compassion for other and respect for all. So organizing these kind of the conferences is the basic purpose behind that, how we could and when we could inculcate these kind of qualities into our nation, into our youth, which is really very violent and very intolerant. So there's a dire need to organize such kind of workshops, conferences, seminars for inculcating the message of peace, the emotions of peace, the sentiment of peace. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू सो मच। पीस बिल्डिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस का इख्तिताम हो चुका है और तमाम मुकर्ररीन का कहना था कि हम किस तरह से अमन व अमा की सूरत हाल को पूरी दुनिया में कायम रख सकते हैं। ख़ास तौर पर सिंगापुर से आए मेहमान प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर बिलवीर सिंह का कहना था कि जंगों के माशरे पे बहुत ही बुरे असरात पड़ते हैं और हम उन असरात को किस तरह से ख़त्म कर सकते हैं।